Hi, I'm just wanted to post this video so I can show that I've got one of these 12 volt 30 amp 360 watt power supplies that I got for about $25 on eBay. What I was having trouble with was the transformer base power supply that I was using with my amateur radio. Only was getting out with 3 amps, and I was only able to run the radio at a low power setting of 5 watts. I was not able to run it in mid power 25 watts or at high power of 50 watts. So I thought I'd try one of these power supplies out, and I watched a few videos on the power supplies, and there were some people who were not getting good units and some that were, and well, either they were getting a physical defect or the board was bad. But I bought mine from an outfit in Missouri, and this one's working pretty good so far. There were no dings or dents or anything in the case. It was actually in a box in a padded envelope, so it was shipped really well. If you have any questions on who it was I got it from, I'll look it up. Just post it, question on there, and I'll reply to it. And I'm going to come around and look on this side here. I went ahead and used a normal 3-prong computer power supply, power cord, excuse me, and wired it in there after watching those videos online. It was fairly simple. Just used my multimeter that I got today, and paid about $20 for that at Home Depot. Imagine they have a similar one at Lowe's or Ace Hardware, somewhere like that. And I've let the power supply run for 2 hours, just like a burn-in, and it's still working good. And basically you can hear the fan and draw a little bit more as the radio transmits on different power levels. Currently my radio is set at high power, and I'll switch it over to low power. And this is an old Kenwood TM251A. I think I got that sometime back in the mid-90s. Used to be more into amateur radio back then, but then got married and had kids, got out of it, so I thought I'd pull it back out and try it out. And so let's see here, and I'm going to be quiet here, and I'm going to hit the key at low power, and you can hear the draw on the power supply. It's got a variable speed fan that will kick in when it needs to. So that was at low power. That's 5 watts. And I believe the middle power is 25 watts on this radio. So let's see what it does here. So it doesn't really sound much different there. When I tried to do that on the Radio Shack power supply, basically the display would go berserk and it would not transmit on mid power or high power. I could only transmit on low power, 5 watts, with the 3 amp power supply. But now this one is 30 amps, I'm able to do that. And now it's on the high power setting, so it's putting out a full 50 watts. I got this hooked up to a tri-band, actually a retail antenna. It's not a J-pole or anything like that. So I'm going to key it up on simplex. So the power supply seems to be working very well. The only thing that would be nice is, I guess, is to somehow mount this to the board here that I have my radio on. I got the bracket that came with the radio, and the radio's mounted to that, and then the bracket's mounted to this wood. It's just a shelf, came out of a cabinet. And so maybe I'll get some rubber pads for the feet for this, and then I might get some brackets and screw the brackets into here, and maybe get like an L bracket, and then have the other in, and then turn it inversely and go over here. Maybe get like 4 of them to kind of just hold the power supply down. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to post. Thank you. This is S.E. Washburn.